Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are covering the viral Latte makeup look. This is a neutral monochromatic makeup look. We are going to focus in on rich, earthy, neutral tones and create a really beautiful and elegant look. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee or hot latte. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I really feel like this trend was made for me. I never start a video without my cup of coffee, my iced latte or hot latte. And when I saw this trend, I was like, okay, this is literally meant for me. So we will be covering this, and I'm going to do something. I'm wearing a brown tank top. I'm going to try to create something neutral, brown, beautiful, elegant. And I also thought it'd be fun to use certain products that to me remind me of coffee or coffee flavors or things you would find in a coffee shop, just to lean into the theme. I'm going to start off by using an eyeshadow primer. This is the Hourglass eyeshadow primer here. I've actually tried it off camera, but I haven't tried it on camera yet. I'm sort of just in the mood for a new eyeshadow primer. I love the one from NARS. So this is the texture here of the Hourglass. It has a little bit of color, and normally I love the one from NARS, but I just find that it's incredibly difficult to find sometimes. Like, it just often sells out everywhere, so I sort of want to diversify my interests in eyeshadow primers here, just to make sure if I do need a refill, I can actually get something. So you can see the color just dissipates and melts right away. And I have been using it off camera, and I do enjoy it. I find that it locks everything in place, nothing creases, nothing budges. There we go. I like that it doesn't actually have much color to it. Now I'm going into an eyeliner first. This is from Chanel, and this is the shade called Espresso. And this is like a deep, rich brown. It's matte, and the only ick here is that this is a waterproof one, so I'm going to use it, but it's not totally ideal for what I'm doing. If you have more of a kohl liner, something that's a bit more creamy or buttery, it might be better. But I'm just going to go into the waterline here on top just to add some definition to the eye. And then I'm going to smudge some of this on the top lashes. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you have something that's creamier, because oftentimes waterproof liners, they can have some creaminess to them, but they're usually not that buttery. So if you have like the Victoria Beckham liners, this would be a better option for that. But I don't have one in like a cocoa or something dark brown like this. And then we're just going to smudge it out. The brushes that I'm using, everything that I'm wearing or mentioning today is listed down below. So go ahead and look at the description box. This is the Chanel dual-ended definer smudger brush, and I'm using the tapered edge here. It's like the pencil brush. And I'm just buffing that out, just very lightly. Using a separate dual-ended brush from Chanel, this is like a blending brush, an eyeshadow brush. I'm using the big fluffy one here, and I'm going into one of my all-time favorite palettes from the brand. This is number 268, Candeur et Expérience. So when I thought of the Latte makeup look, this is the first and only palette that came to mind for the brand. I want something more matte for the eyes, and let's just ignore the red. The red doesn't exist. We're going into the beautiful neutral matte browns. We have like a nice harmony of neutral browns here. I'm going into the lightest color with the big brush, and fun fact, I think I've actually started to hit pan on the light color here, and we're just going to put this in the crease. This is a very light color, so we don't have to be too precise, but it's going into the crease like this. And we can go over the lid just like this, very lightly. And whatever is left on the brush, I'm just going to sweep it down here. There are many versions and many takes on this look, and at the end of the day, you should just create whatever you think is more fun. There are looks that are super dramatic, very heavy, very smoky. There are lighter ones. I'm going for a slightly lighter. I'm using the same espresso liner from before, but I want to smoke out the liner with a bit of eyeshadow and keep it very, almost like a daytime summer espresso latte look. I'm going back over top of the liner from before just to define what I did, because I sort of blended it out so it's a bit smudgy. This look doesn't have to be super, super precise. Now we're going to go into, I think, the darkest matte here with the same pencil brush from before, that darkest matte here. And we're going to smudge that dark matte brown over top of the liner, on the top and on the bottom like this. And then taking that big fluffy brush, I'm just very lightly passing it over the lid just like this. Now I'm going into my new Benefit Fan Fest mascara. This is a new mascara that's been out, I think, a few weeks. It's from Benefit. Benefit is a good brand when it comes to mascara. Like, they just do mascaras really well. So it's like a big, like, not doe foot. No, this is like a crescent half moon shape mascara. So it's meant to be very fanning, like just to like fan your lashes apart and also add some volume. So we're going to go ahead and apply that here. I got the mini version because you can buy the full size, but they also have the travel size available. And so I thought may as well try the travel size. I would say that it is lengthening, it does give some volume, it does fan out the mascara, but you know, I am a bit biased because I've just tried several of Benefit mascaras and they've all been pretty great. Like, I think my favorite is the Bad Gal Bang, but I've also enjoyed the Roller Lash. I don't know, I just feel like certain brands, there are certain categories of product that they almost always do really well. And so, I mean, look at this. Look at the difference between these two eyes here. Got a little bit of the mascara on my eyeshadow. Well, it happens. Just waiting for it to dry, and then I'm just going to blend it out like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and I'll be right back. All right, now that we have a bit more balance, let's go on to the base. So for the lips, I'm going to use a lip balm from Emile Cordon called Cafe 212. Very appropriate. It smells so good. It has like a purple color. It doesn't actually look purple on the lips, but it smells like a rich, chocolatey, decadent, like coffee and chocolate flavored pastry, or if you walk into a bakery / coffee shop, it smells so good and so decadent. I love it. If you like those fall flavored fall scented candles that smell super rich and indulgent, you would love Cafe 212. So for the base, I have a little bit, I have a new item that I want to use. It's a new to me. It's not new at all, but this is the Drunk Elephant Bronze Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. So these are little drops you can use to bronze up your face, your complexion, and I've been trying it off camera and I'm really enjoying it. You're meant to mix it into a skincare, a moisturizer, a face oil, or whatever. So I'm going to mix it into my sunscreen because I've already done my skincare, but I haven't put on my sunscreen yet. My favorite sunscreen to use is the Clé de Peau sunscreen here. It's the UV protection SPF 50. This sunscreen melts into your skin like the lightest of the lightweight gel moisturizers. Like, you barely touch it onto the skin and it just absorbs right away. It's fabulous if you want to wear makeup with it because it just doesn't really, it's not heavy, it doesn't pill, it doesn't roll. It's just really, really wonderful. So it's great. And it doesn't have any cast or color to it at all. So it's really easy to use. So it says to shake these before, give it a good shake. And then you add a few drops into your cream, your oil, your whatever. Maybe I'll try that. I'll start off small. That may be too much, I don't know. We'll see. I'll just mix these together. This would be a great product to use for summer if you want like a really light no makeup look. That's what I've been doing, you know, just really good primers and just letting my skin breathe. But also, you know, sometimes when you're sort of in between foundation shades, like you have one, it gets to be a little bit too light. You could add just like a little drop of this here, and then that could just help, you know, be able to use that foundation without having to get a whole new one. The bronzing drops do definitely give a nice bronzed, glowy look. I think they add a bit of radiance. The sunscreen is a little radiant, but it, you know, dries down into nothing. So yeah, I think a little bit of that glow comes from the bronzing drops. Let's go into some concealer. I'm going into my Clé de Peau concealer in the shade Almond. I just love this concealer, and I kind of forgot about how much I appreciate it because, you know, sometimes you try new things and favorites get sort of pushed to the back, but I remembered how much I loved it. And it's funny because I think for me, I got lured into Clé de Peau Beauty by the concealer, and then once you get sucked into the concealer, you're in big trouble. But I'm very happy with the products, like especially the skincare that I've tried from the brand has been so good. So who am I to complain, really? I'm just going to blend this out, and then I think I'll do a little bit of bronzer and, you know, do the rest of the face. Now for my bronzer, I'm going into my Westman Atelier contour stick in the shade Biscuit, and this is one of the mini sizes. Again, I love a mini size, I love a travel size for makeup, so I'm just going to add some of this here, just a little bit on the sides of the nose, and blend this out. It's a cream contour stick, and Biscuit is more cool toned, and I'm using this like slanted cheek brush here. I just like the shape. I just find it blends and sort of diffuses everything nicely here. Don't forget to blend. I once had a coworker back in the day who was doing like her contour in the morning, and, you know, just getting ready really quick in the morning, and then she went to get like to fill up gas in her car before coming to work, and the gas attendant was like, "You forgot to do something." And then she looked in the car mirror and realized that she had done a stripe of contour and forgot to blend it out. You know, just one of those mornings where you're like, okay, of course. I remember because by the time she got to the counter, it had dried down, so she had to use makeup remover basically to get it off of her face. Yeah, we've all done that. The amount of times I went into work, or just like the amount of times in general, I've had a situation where I've done a full face of makeup and forgot to apply mascara. I don't know why, for whatever reason. I have on mascara today, but that is something that I've done several times. Like, it's just like a day that I'm super tired, exhausted, whatever. I'll do like a full face with no mascara, and I'm like, something's off. Yeah, the mascara is missing. So that's the contour stick. I love it. It's just like just enough. Now for the blush, I don't have anything coffee named, but I have a really beautiful blush from Dior. This is number 459. It's satin. It's called Charnel. So it sort of hits that slight bronze blush mixture here. So it just gives you a little bit of a flush to the cheek. I don't have like a pure brown blush here to do a very monochromatic look, but I think that this 459 blush just looks really pretty. And it is satin, so it's going to give a little bit of luminosity. I'm going to powder my face a little bit. I'm using the Chanel Universal Loose Powder in the shade 30. I like to just knock it back and forth like this, side to side, and then you get tons of powder. I'm going to use a brush like this, just pick it up, make a mess, you know, live your life. Then just sort of powder the T-zone a little bit under the eyes. That's kind of it. I'm not going to powder the cheek because I want that glow to remain, and that glow is coming from all the cream products that we used before. Okay, what's left? Lips and perfume. So for the lip, I want something really light. I have my lip gloss or lip balm. I'm going to apply a lip gloss over top. This is the U Beauty Plasma Lip Compound, and this is the color or the shade name Fawn. Apparently my camera cut off as I was applying Fawn, so anyway, this is what this lip compound looks like. I think it's perfect. Listen, this latte look is very much inspired by the 90s. I love the 90s. I think it's great. This whole look is giving, you know, vintage Ralph Lauren 90s supermodel glam. Love it. Listen, a neutral look is very nice for many reasons. And to finish off our look, let's go into a fragrance. I'm going into this Lancôme La Vie est Belle. Listen, this smells like a rich, decadent latte. It smells like a caramel butterscotch latte. It has notes of coffee in it. It's gourmand. It's super nice. So that is the latte look. That is my take on the latte look. This neutral, very glamorous. It's glamorous, but understated as well. I think this is also a very universal look. Except for the complexion products, you can easily adapt this for your own skin tone, your whatever. Like, this is very easy. The eyes are very simple, very elegant, very put together. So yeah, that is today's look. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to leave a little emoji of a cup of coffee. I think that's appropriate. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.